Hi there, and welcome to the Inner Journey. I'm Priya, and this is your space for personal growth, mental health, and intentional living. Can you believe 2024 is almost over? Before we jump into the new year, let's take a moment to reflect on this one, express gratitude, and plan for an incredible 2025. So let's get this started. The step one for this would be reflecting on 2024 with gratitude. So first, let's reflect on 2024. Gratitude is such a powerful way to shift your mindset and mind. Gratitude is a thing which helps us focus on what we have rather than what we lack. For which, just grab a notebook or a paper nearby and just think about these questions. First one could be, what were my 3 biggest wins this year? Maybe you could have achieved something very big which you're proud of, or maybe it was just a simple and small habit or sticking to something which you decided. The next one would be, just write down what challenges did you face, what lessons did they teach you, because every trouble comes with a lesson, that's for sure. As we all know, growth often comes from the hardest moments in our life. And finally, the last question would be, who or what are we most thankful for this year, that is in 2024? It could be a person, an experience that we had, or even our own resilience. For that matter, I would like to thank my resilience that I stuck through this year in spite of facing so many difficulties. This is just a personal thing, so you can write down whatever you feel. Take a moment for yourself, reflect on these questions, and if you need more time, feel free to pause here, but do write down the answers for all of this, which will help you express gratitude surely. Hope you've got enough time, so moving on with step 2, which would be closing the unfinished chapters, which, trust me, is the most important thing. So now let's talk about it, the closure. Sit back and reflect about the goals you didn't quite achieve in 2024 as you'd imagined. Grab a paper or a notebook again and write them down and ask yourself the following 2 questions. Is this goal still meaningful to me? And answer this honestly. After you've found an answer for this, the next question for yourself should be, should I carry this on to 2025 or let it go as the year ends? And the main purpose for this would be, it is important to celebrate your small wins too. Those really matter. Maybe you didn't finish everything that you planned, but even the small steps are progress. If you had planned to achieve something and you've just come halfway or even 1/4, that does matter and you should be proud of yourself. Here I'll just give you an example. You might have not reached your fitness goal, you might have planned for a hot summer body or 6-pack abs, but maybe you started walking more often, you started going to the gym daily. That's what matters. And trust me, that's something to be proud of. Now moving on to the step 3rd, which would be for 2025, that is planning purposefully. Since we've already reflected on 2024, now it's time to look forward. And the most important step for this is to set short, small, yet purposeful goals for the year 2025. And the first step for that would be by start asking ourselves what truly matters to us. And that's because goals should align with what our true personality is and what brings us joy and happiness. One very efficient technique for this would be using the SMART framework. So firstly, be very clear about what one wants to achieve. And goals should always be measurable, where we'll be able to define what our progress is. Always make sure that your goals are realistic, which are achievable, and relevant, which align with our life's priorities. Always set a deadline when you want to achieve this goal. An example for this would be, instead of saying I'll just read more abruptly, just start by setting a target that I'll complete 1 book in Jan, and so on and so forth. Whatever goals we've set, make sure that we break them into small steps and actionable ones. And maybe that can be done by creating a vision board or something. Because remember, the human brain remembers what it sees more. Moving on to step 4, it's actionable tips for 2025 success. And here are the tips which will help you succeed. As I mentioned earlier, create a tracker. This can be a very simple yet very effective way to monitor our daily actions and prepare us towards achieving bigger goals. Next step for this would be schedule monthly check-ins with yourself, and if you're fine with, do it bi-monthly or even weekly if possible. And this time solely should be used to reflect back on our progress we've come so far and where we need to change our ways in order to achieve our goals. And finally, be kind to yourself, which is the most important thing. Trust me, growth is not a straight line. It's full of ups and downs, setbacks, and that's the part of the journey. And make sure to celebrate every small win along the day and along the way, and just give yourself small treats for that. As we say goodbye to 2024, just let's forget the bad parts and just carry forward the gratitude and a positive intention with entering the new year. Also, I'd love to hear from you, what have you been most grateful for in the past year, that is 2024. For example, I'm very grateful for starting this channel, though at the end of the year, but I'm grateful for it. And finally, if you're ready to make 2025 your best year ahead, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Inner Journey, and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any future video updates from us. Finally, thank you for being here, and until next time, stay grateful and keep growing.